stuff cool to everyone else. You know, it was like we've just done something.
It's one of those things. There we go.
In America. I mean, it's a foreign language for this. It could be Mexican kind of a hit in America. I could not. It had been Miramax who had got
Works and it 15, 20 years.
fine just the way it is.
Oh, I don't.
Days they do it as far as name movies. Much money for us in America. Let's go back and do it again. It's you capture that lightning again. Very rarely do you see them go back and be like, okay, does not have that kind of foresight to it. So I don't think that's Labyrinth.
Is this on Netflix?
I checked. It's not.
Public is if it shows up on Netflix.
Well, that yeah, but then again, so did the direct.
What you just said, which is their super cheap.
Got a movie on there.
Yeah, but yeah, better movies. Even if I don't agree with
It's one of his absolute.
artistic standpoint, sure. As far as not like what's.
See, I agree with Miguel there, which is it's talk mainstream. Hellboy would be chained.
Which let's move on to Hellboy 2, the Golden Arm.
Is it?
I don't believe Blu-ray, so it might have just been as extended versions. It's just it got a lot of fluff and whatnot. Bits of Pan's Labyrinth. You could see that Del Toro brought elements. Yeah, you can tell from the character in the movie.
Very.
Really let him go crazy, and he was monster. There's a certain beauty to that the way that.
Well, the Doctor that's made absolute.
Yeah.
That's very.
Rouse, voiced by Mr. Seth MacFarlane in one of his. He was kind of the de facto straight man to Hellboy, and I think he did really good boy with the locker
on here.
He also became a very. Yeah, he also became a very hot property as well. His directing style was well needed. A lot of people wanted to hire him to do more movies like Pan because it was very well. It's an amazing movie.
What was it?
Do we know what his production cost was?
Twice its budget.
Also, like
so what Hollywood standards
to warrant a sequel.
Go ahead, Burhan.
And Hellboy, so you got to see a lot of Hellboy.
It all depends on what. It all depends on half of.
Like you could not do how when we like with the do another Hellboy unless Perlman
wants a trilogy. It could be a situation where the third movie does great and Hollywood the case. I hope if they do make a third one, that's it, and they do it.
I think one was with DC, but we're talking.
Yeah, it's. I would love to see depending based on how the characters really gone out, but leave the paranormal group that they're a part of, and it just kind of
as a moment was do a crossover with Batman. Jesus Christ, why so grumpy? Brilliant.
Most comic book franchises don't really get off the ground unless a tribute to Del Toro as a director.
Animated short movies like 30 minutes long.
Heard of those? I think the
game's bollocks.
Character of Abraham, he kind of got his own little storyline, and he got the David Hyde Pierce didn't come back.
I didn't even realize until you just said.
Yeah, I'm reading the.
This does have that wonderful Barry Manilow scene in.
Feel, and like I said, if they do make a third one, great. If not, I love the way. I think probably the moment that really sticks out to me in terms of being influenced barters with that one angel-looking creature. That creature in its own right. You know what I'm talking about, right? This movie. In fact, I might end up watching it tonight. Again.
If you watch this, not Pan's Labyrinth.
Del Toro's work on a main.
You said at the start of this podcast on a main. That makes sense.
Yeah. This one was probably his biggest film to date. This one was the one that it took a lot of ire from people. This was everybody I knew into like stuff like Neon
Pop or America's Taste.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be how you do it. The problem was the story was.
I'll say that. Let me start off by saying but the CGI in this movie is one step above your average, solid as is. But they could have. He was trying too much to look like the monsters of the 1950s, the kaiju in the movie. What he was trying to go for. Clifton Collins' character seems like he stepped in the universe. They all had their own personality. They all really did carry the movie. I like Idris Elba, and I liked his character, but that was because it was Idris Elba.
The movie, it was just like bland.
Basically, just caricature. I like Charles Hunnam. I think he's a great actor. He was playing a generic. Basically, it was almost like a brother-sister thing. The protagonist on the main character to kind of, I don't care about, this guy annoyed me, and they tried to humanize him by, mentioning like he was, just give me big to the writing as far as the main characters. Like I said, the ancillary style that Del Toro was clearly trying to go for, but I think it's a fun movie. It's a great popcorn film. It's no this above Mimic, and that's pretty much
This
it.
is pure.
So
Let's make a summer blockbuster.
I disagree. I think Gilliam, but couldn't get the rights to it. So instead, he made this version close to the hip. In the same time, though, if you took this exact same style with a lot of animes, is that the anime it doesn't work in a movie.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Your opinion too?
Basically, as well, they kind of contradicted it to be related or have some kind of emotional connection. Like, basically, in the fucking machine that his dad was supposed to be in. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? The redheaded.
I was wondering. I'm like, I was sitting here.
It's one of those things you sit there and go, all right. And there was a lot of, this is so reminiscent of the Japanese stuff I saw, because the Japanese stuff had Michael Bay shit. It was just him. Oh, we wanna make sure, can we? Roll in there whatsoever. Is to get this film made. Aesthetically beautiful. It's kind of disheartening.
Here's the thing: it was a success, but I believe it made less than its budget. What the budget was? The budget was 190 million. Box office.
So
overseas.
What you're saying is America has taste, and the rest of the world is.
You people put Grown Ups 2 over Pacific Rim. Adam Sandler vanity piece over Pacific. Bad.
Yeah. It as I said, the story grossed over 1 billion in the box office.
Good point.
Just saying.
Sequel. I hope that they do better in terms of. Right now, I think kind of has the keys to the castle in this one. Theory is also. No, that was a success, I believe. I think that did make it. Yes, shared universes. I'm just saying.
There's irony.
What was meant to do that? I honestly, like I said, with the way that shared you somehow meld those two universes. Yeah, I would too.
I actually didn't get around to watching it, but I finally watched Godzilla the other day, and
oh yeah, we said it before when we talked about Godzilla last year. This one was better, and I do agree that the actual fight at the
dude who does not care about his family. I'm just saying, it's actually.
Yeah. Meh. It happens.
Like I said, now that Pacific Rim 2's in development, I think.
Let's be honest. Most movies from American studios are made for American. Box office was better than its domestic.
$1 million overseas, I think, is kind of the point, because
3D producer Hollywood.
I mean, Transformers 4.
He made me fucking. What I'm saying is, because I wanted to laugh at something,
and you couldn't laugh at it.
We spent the whole time slagging. Better, well-written Transformers movie in comparison. There's a lot of plot holes still. Warburg and his daughter was actually a far better lead. So I can see, because there was a lot more issues, because they just went thing.
I think although, having said that, we are talking about. I haven't.
Oh, thoughts on Pacific Rim?
Blockbuster movie, and all I expect, amazing amount of plot holes. You're as well. The acting is. I could probably get an Oscar before all those people, but I didn't watch this. I'm going to watch it for its visual stuff. Shit out of each other.
It's done the same thing that the Avengers: Age of Ultron movie, and that's all this movie.
Miguel said that it was going to get a sequel, so I am kind of interested if
they. Tastes the same, and I think Del Toro will just consider it as.
We can't really tell, because, like I said, I know that the hip on this one. We'll see out and bring more elements of his fact. He's got his show, The Strain, out there.
Well, I have a roundup question for this cast,
Oh.
and we can't say Pan's Labyrinth. We have to say it's a jump-on point.
Me is the jump-on point to his realistic direction start. If you love,
like chances are, 50-50, maybe they like it. If you say like, hey,
the thing is, I don't think so. Like, horrific as you can get. He takes the horror elements and he puts it into also a gentle tale at the same time. It's horrifically gentle. There we go. That it has a focal point, as a story, as a who, what, where. Hollywood blockbusters types don't have that. That's the same as because you can get it anywhere.
You want to put his.
As in, you've never seen Del Toro.
Yeah, I get it.
And then you can explore his franchise or universe.
Somebody Pan's Labyrinth, you got to ease them in with Hellboy, because Hellboy try to watch at least once.
I think you need to give it another go as well, Miguel. On Pan's Labyrinth, I think it's an absolutely fantastic movie. But if you want to get people strong, visualistic, dark style, when he's world and then explore it for themselves. And I think eventually they will. I think if anything, you'll probably put them off.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. I can't. I was gonna say if I was gonna use Oliver Stone as a director.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Platoon.
Just yeah, I would.
So?
Wall Street 2 was just no.
Yeah,
I would go in that movie, and it would lead you on to.
And it also is an iconic movie.
Stone, not Scorsese.
Stupid, sexy Flanders.
I was
Exactly.
Gonna say, he start somebody off with savages.
Those that you've got
back to like the.
There's a thing is, and throws me out of it. And I think with Del Toro,
I get what you're saying, and I do like a good story, but sometimes I can unplug my
been behind the camera as well. That's kind of my thing. What's that?
Why you
To like a Tesco or Saint, and they do it badly. Okay, well, what about game? If someone makes a game that really
just, I mean, I know what you're saying. I really do, and I plot, and I'm sat there with my feet off the floor, and I sit down and just go. I got 2 hours of people beating the shit out of each other.
I agree with Dave on that one. You got to find a middle ground, but
it's a topic of discussion for another.
Yeah, that'll be a topic for Burhan and the Boy, if anything. With Pan's Labyrinth, the guy is definitely worth it. As far as mainstream directors, yeah, and I wish he was more of a like your Peter Jacksons or your Spielbergs. He's right up there, but yeah, out. Burhan, where can we find you?
YouTube.com/TheNerdGenius reviews at Play Blackpool and 12 to 13 hour contracted food poisoning. So check the Tempest 3000, Tempest 2000, also Tempest. Loads of videos of me interviewing indie devs about their properties. So got a film that's debuting this, so I'm hoping people check that out. I've done an AMA, like ask me any question, no matter how stupid the question was. I want you to ask me. The team are working on. All I want you to do is ask me a question about what you think of it. Silent Hill, a Silent Experience, this pilot. It's an opportunity. It's a backdoor to questions. Get the Kickstarter. Watch the pilot. It's an entire season, 13 episodes. I've got 7 seasons. We'll talk about that later. I'll discuss it in my video. But I should be done with it by this weekend. I've been working hard on a lot of stuff. It's in the Happy Console Gamer forum. Make sure that you guys not be able to answer them for you. Debuting a Facebook page. We're going to try and get 1,000, 2,000 free. Twitter.com Michael Burhan, Facebook.com Michael Burhan. Hopefully answer all your questions in a video. I'm trying to get this done. And yeah, youtube.com/TheNerdGenius, nerdgenius.com.
Dave Wade.
On YouTube, if you like the vlog this week, is going to be me doing this. I found decided I'm going to taste it on camera.
Oh dear, that's because American cheese is synthetic. It's not natural.
Trying to sound stereotypical here, works on the foreign wrong. She just goes, it's Jamaican. That's how we do it. Cheese. and it'll be really satisfying, which is more things should come in cans.
This here every Wednesday night for the Untitled Movie Show. You could also follow the Movie Show main page. I actually just put on the official Untitled Movie Show, I believe, or 6. I just put up our sequels that way I have enough content that I can actually properly. No, I'm gonna buy it. It's intent to where I can actually really promote it. Then I can get a. You're definitely gonna put your end in soon enough when we get that plus my computer is not up to snuff to do stuff like that. It got a bit overheated, so I'm looking.
Welcome to mine.
You need a powerful machine.
Do that too, and I realized it was because it was. But I'm gonna invest.
Like card that's attached because I was using my main processor to render. It's rendering properly now. Stupid me. Whoop.
How to use that because After Effects isn't a bad system. Definitely look out for that. Twitter.com/unmovieshow. Getting a guest yet? I haven't found much of Ultron has gone out before we know a lot about the. You can find it on there every Wednesday night here. YouTube.com/and website for myself, for Michael Burhan, and for Lawn Boys Post.
This episode